Today I'm going to be doing a review of the 2012 Prius liftback. Now when you think hybrid, you're thinking Prius, and this third generation model, it looks to be the best vehicle yet. Every time you put up a camera, no matter when you do it, you got people coming into your shot. Every time. It's like Murphy's Law. So why am I just waiting here? Let's go take a look. Now let's talk about what ultimately is most important to driving experience. Now I don't know what your perception of hybrid technology is, but when I told a lot of my friends I'd be test driving the Prius, they chuckled, they laughed, they talked about how slow it would be, how uncool they are. But I'm gonna have to tell you, I've been driving this around and I've just had a great time with it. Now let's talk a little bit about performance. Not one time while I've been driving it have I felt that the car was sluggish or was underperforming. Out on the highway, you definitely have the power to be competitive. You're up to 70, 75, 80 miles an hour before you even know it. The vehicle has a very secure feel, more heft than you would think. It also has a nice steering feel, handles potholes, uneven road surfaces fairly well. And you don't feel like you're in this tiny little vehicle. You don't feel unsafe. And I'm digging it. If you're thinking hybrid is slow, is plodding, is not cool, you got to get in one to check it out. And I haven't gotten to one of the most important features, 50 miles per gallon. The gas consumption. It's almost nil. It's like driving all day long.
50 miles per gallon.
And you haven't stopped for gas. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Now there are a couple of things that are different that you'll have to get used to. The vehicle doesn't make a lot of noise. In fact, earlier today I was driving down a side street and a kid was on a bicycle and he was in front of me for the whole length of a block, and he's swerving around in front of me, has no idea I'm behind him. So at low speeds, the vehicle pops into its EV mode, powered by the electric motor. Essentially, it makes very little, if any, noise. When the kid finally did see me, he like jumped. It's pretty interesting, and you see that a lot. 50 miles per gallon. Another thing to get used to, you've got this fancy joystick in place of the traditional shifter. It may take you 5 minutes to get used to it. You know, you're sliding into gear, you know, similar to a manual without a clutch. It's fun, it feels very futuristic. Another thing that's interesting that you'll have to get used to in stop and go traffic, so say you stop at a red light, the gasoline engine turns off. And that switch off takes getting used to, because on a traditional motor, that feel, your car just died. It either ran out of gas or ran out of power, and you have that instinctual when you first start to drive this car, like, I'm stranded. But once you get the hang of it, you understand, you get past it, there's no problem. But that first time when that motor clicks off, you're like, I knew this hybrid technology was no good.
50 miles per gallon.
You know, overall, I think this is a great little vehicle. Certainly very versatile. There's nice space, very comfortable seating for 4. There's a good amount of storage in the trunk thanks to the liftback or the hatchback, and the seats fold flat so you can get larger packages in. And there's an added bonus of this hidden cubby that keeps items safe, dry, and out of sight. And the topper is, again, drive all day, out on the highway, and you're not filling the car up. Incredible. The interior design of the Prius has received some criticism from the car experts, citing subpar, sub-quality materials. Now, I do get a sense of that. The cabin is mostly composed of hard plastics, but what I'll say is there's lots of room, lots of cubby holes. There's a stacked or double glove box, which is nice. There's a cubby hole right under the center stack. I think the interior materials are tastefully done, albeit they may not be the most expensive materials. It looks like it would be durable. It's very functional, and I'll have to say I'm loving the layout. The ergonomics, the controls are laid out nicely. It's got this really nice touchscreen display for control of your infotainment, for your phone, and your climate control. I think they've done a great job. Again, it feels very modern, futuristic, solid. Now, one thing I noticed that's a little quirky, especially at night, is the instrument panel. So the traditional cluster, which sits right over the steering wheel, has been moved out and up. So at night, you're seeing lights here towards the windshield, and there's absolutely nothing lit behind the steering wheel. and it's kind of odd. Take some time getting used to.
50 miles per gallon.
For the most part, I think this is a really solid, durable, and well-composed interior. I'm gonna have to give it a thumbs up. So there you have it, another honest auto review from an average guy. If you're in the market for a hybrid vehicle, you definitely have to put the 2012 Toyota Prius on your test drive list. You know that, and I'll see you next time. I'm gonna keep saying it, 50 miles per gallon, guys.